Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you. Today's big name in the news today is Rob Van Dam. It's funny how somebody can send out one tweet and all of a sudden it's breaking news all across all of the wrestling websites. I'm sure this is probably like day 10 of the CM Punk situation, where CM Punk is held up on his couch at home with Vince McMahon calling and ringing and knocking on the door. Hey, open up! It's me. Sandy wants in. Yesterday you had Brazers trying to get him to make some porn, to make some money on the side. Talk of the town is WWE is trying to sign Sting, and Sting is ready to sign, and all of a sudden now they're backing off. But Rob Van Dam is one of those guys that's trying to make some of that Mania cash. As you can remember last year, Rob Van Dam came in for about a 4-month run. Honestly, when you were sitting there and you were watching Rob Van Dam, he tore this summer up, and he was one of the big stars. His return was a big boost to a dull time period of WWE, coming in, announcing that he was going to be in the Money in the Bank. Immediately, I thought that since he was an ECW guy, he would sort of get paired up as a Paul Heyman guy. He sort of was just a guy on his own, but he made the Money in the Bank pay-per-view a whole lot better, being in the All-Star main events. Paul, I'm gonna mail you this and payback soon. It's been a while, but it's working its way to you. He did the Money in the Bank, then he worked the pre-show at SummerSlam, and then he worked 2 World Heavyweight Championship matches with Alberto Del Rio, and some people can say those matches are what they are. They weren't the best spectacular things, but I think honestly, Van Dam tore it up for those 4 months, and when you were watching Rob Van Dam, you felt like you were watching something special. I honestly have torn feelings on what I want. Basically, somebody asked Rob Van Dam, if he was going to be returning before WrestleMania to WWE, and he just said, "I hope so." And you can take that 1,000 different directions. I don't think Rob Van Dam is the kind of guy who's calling the office asking, like, "Hey, do you got any work for me? Is there anything I can do? Can I come in?" I think he just sort of sits back. He lives his life. If the phone rings and it's Vince or Johnny Ace or whoever calls people these days, I'm sure he would love to come to work, but I don't see him as one of those guys playing the political game, trying to get a job, trying to get on the current roster again. But when it comes to WrestleMania, we have so many guys that have matches who aren't normally on the roster. Triple H, Undertaker, the last few years we've had The Rock, Brock Lesnar's gonna wrestle this year. And I don't know, it takes away from so many of the guys on the roster that have good matches, like Ziggler and The Miz, Jack Swagger, Antonio Cesaro, that deserve to have spots on WrestleMania, who just sort of get bumped to the back because they have to make WrestleMania the biggest show that you can have. Rob Van Dam is a special kind of wrestler who's not there. So many people wanted to see him this summer because they felt that when he came into WWE, he was going to make up for the time that he spent in TNA, where he just was sort of one of the guys, and it was just you know what I mean? But I honestly, what do you guys think about Van Dam coming in? I mean, like, is a match you can have just where you just put 2 guys together as a dream match? I think they tore it up on Monday Night Raw. It was after a pay-per-view. I think it might have been the one after Money in the Bank. Just have Rob Van Dam versus Chris Jericho as a match, because it's a match that people want to see, and it's going to be good, and you don't really have to have a whole bunch of build up for it. Just say you have these 2 guys that are going to have a match, or do you want to see Van Dam come in? I mean, honestly, the one thing I think they can do is, have a Money in the Bank match, and that's been rumored and not rumored, but it looks like that's going to be its own event that's going to be held in June this year. I think they're bumping it from July to June, and then just go from there. I don't know. I want to see Van Dam. I just don't know what kind of match I want to see him in, because there's so many guys that are on the roster that I think deserve, for doing the house shows and being on Raw and SmackDown and all that all week long. or all year long. They deserve to get that WrestleMania spot and not just get bumped by somebody else and not be like, hey, don't worry, because there's always going to be payback down the road and you can get on that card. But what do you guys think about these Rob Van Dam rumors? Let me know in the comment section below. Hit me up on Twitter and we'll chitter chatter back and forth. Peace out.